Hey y'all, what's good? Welcome back to another episode of Topics and Tea with your girl Not. If you are new to this channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you go back and watch my previous videos and just, get caught up with what we're doing here. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. How you doing? So today's episode, we're just gonna jump right into it. So today's episode is gonna be about, we're going to talk about postpartum depression after pregnancy. Hold up, before we even get there. Come on, y'all already know. I'm not going to keep telling y'all what's in this cup. Y'all already know. It's tea. But today, we're going to be talking about postpartum depression. Something that I've been through. Y'all already know. I say this every episode. I'm only talking about stuff that I've personally been through. I have a close connection, a personal connection with. And when I went through postpartum, it was very difficult. It was hard because I had never talked to anybody about it. I'm just going to give y'all three things. Just, three little key points that I felt like will help going forward if you are a parent or if you are about to be a mom and about to have a kid. Just some things to look out for, things to help you get through it, and some things to do to prevent you from staying stuck in that place. So first thing first, like I said, it was very difficult for me. I didn't really know what it was. I didn't really know the name because I had never talked to any of my friends or anybody that had personally went through it. You go through a phase, but you really don't know what the phase is. You really don't know what's going on. So number one, what I would say is just know the signs of postpartum. Everybody can be different. Everybody's situation and symptoms and signs can be different. But for me, I went through a phase, and then it didn't happen right after I had my son. It happened 6 months down the line. When he was 6 months, I started feeling almost 6 months, I started feeling a little weird. I would not want to be around him. When he would cry, it would just make me feel a way. I wouldn't want to instantly pick him up. As a mom, when you hear your baby cry or you see your baby crying or discomfort, have any type of discomfort, your instant reaction naturally is to pick your baby up. But for me, when he would cry, I would have to just walk out of the room and just take a minute, because the thoughts that were going through my head, I would never ever hurt my child. I would never want to hurt or harm my child. I know that I would never do that, but I would just feel I just didn't want to get up. My thought process was just crazy. Maybe I should just leave and just leave him here and just go, or just call his dad and tell him I'm done. My thought process was crazy. It would be days where I just didn't feel like getting up and washing. So just be on the lookout for signs like that, for you to be thinking stuff that you normally wouldn't do, or if you don't feel like getting up and washing up that day, that's another sign. If your eating habits are crazy, you're not really eating, or if you are don't have the energy for much, or if you don't want to really hold your baby for long periods of time, that's another one. Those are some of the things that I went through. It was just really crazy to the point where I went back to work, but I had to take another hiatus from work, and that's when my whole therapy journey actually started for me. Because I couldn't function at work. I just didn't have the energy to do nothing, but I didn't know why I was feeling the way I was feeling. I was super depressed, just didn't have any kind of motivation, and I didn't understand why. I didn't know what why am I feeling like this? So I'm look, something ain't right. I can't work. I don't want to go home and be a mom. I don't want to hold my baby that much. I'm crying. My emotions are shot. I'm crying from silly stuff. I'm having an act. Everything was just up and down. So those are just some of the signs. If you are super depressed, you can't sleep, you really don't want to be attached or bond with your baby that much, your thought process is crazy. These are just simple signs just to look out for. If you are experiencing any of this, definitely get help. But like I said, I felt like I needed a change, and what I had to learn, tip number 2, that was tip number 1. Tip number 2, don't blame yourself, because like after getting help and after going to therapy and being diagnosed with postpartum and PTSD and stuff like that, it allowed me to like not blame myself, because I thought it was like just my fault, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be a mom, like I'm not ready, like, oh, I knew this was coming, I should have been more prepared. Like, you just start blaming yourself in every area and every aspect of what you're going through. But you can't really do that because you don't know what it is. If you are not educated in this area, you don't know anybody that's been through this, or you don't talk to nobody, or especially if you're suffering in silence, you're not going to know what steps to take or what to do to resolve whatever it is that you're feeling. So please don't blame yourself, because it's super common. Like, a lot of people go through postpartum, but they didn't know the name for it. And then now that we do know the name, and we know that it's something that's super common after having a kid, it can definitely happen. You can be more aware. Just educate yourself. Just try to stay positive. I feel like now that it's a lot of resources and it's a lot of things that you can kind of Google or talk to somebody about, or even like just kind of experiment on what works best for you, you can kind of prevent that and kind of get a head start on it, so that if you feel yourself going in that downward spiral, that you can actually like be on top of it. I even had to like take a trip when my son was 2 months. Like, I had to take a vacation for a weekend and left him with his godmother, because I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I feel myself going down and I can't do this. Like, I just need a break. And I had to actually leave him. And I felt bad for that too. But it was me taking the steps to try to prevent it before it happened. And I didn't realize that then. I just looked at myself as, your son is only 2 months. You shouldn't be leaving him. But those were the things that I was trying to do to stop myself from going down that spiral before I even got there. So that's just tip number 2. Do not blame yourself. It's not your fault. It's just something that happens. And as moms, our bodies are going through so much with different hormone changes. Now our body has to realign itself. So don't blame yourself. And lastly, what I'm going to give you guys, get help. What I would say is get help. Make sure you get help, so that way it will pass and you don't just kind of dwell in it. Like I said, for me, I did therapy. If therapy is not your thing, do something that makes you happy. Like, if taking daily walks, going to the park, meditating is another major one. Meditate and kind of just being around things that bring you good energy. I would definitely say sage was another one that I did. Sage is definitely another one. Kind of cleansing yourself. Whatever works for you that you normally do to kind of make you happy, and it kind of brings you, brings you down and kind of bring you out of that depression, I would definitely say, or even out of whatever mood you're in, because it doesn't necessarily have to be depression. Get help. Don't sit in it. Just don't sit in it. Don't allow it to kind of linger and carry on. The moment you feel like you don't know what's going on and you're starting to feel a little weird, your thought process is starting to change, you're starting to feel yourself go down that slippery slope, immediately get help, whatever that may mean for you, to make sure you're on top of everything that you don't. Make sure you're getting help, so that way you're on top of everything. You're not affecting your kid. You're not being affected mentally. You're just trying to stay on top of everything. Those are just my 3 tips to kind of help you guys just stay on top of this postpartum, because we can't allow it to beat us. We got to always make sure we beating it, whatever it may be for you. We got to make sure we're sticking together and beating that. So again, I'm going to state the 3. Make sure you're looking for signs for postpartum. Don't blame yourself, and get help. Again, thank y'all for tuning in with another episode of Topics and Tea with your girl, Nah. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend. I have a video posted each and every Monday. Y'all can check that out. All my social medias down here: Instagram, Facebook. I think I'm gonna add my TikTok now, because I be on TikTok doing a little 1-2. But I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much. Love y'all. Peace and love. Oh, and before I go, remember, you are appreciated. Bye.